Remember, this is an opinion-based video, and I am going to add not this level, but it's similar to this level. But you can enjoy one of the segmented clips that I platinumed when I was doing such a huge relief on. So again, this is based on opinion, and it's based on tips on the hardest, or should I say, the erased and unjustified, opinionated, and difficult level that should not be ranked by consensus of why the game was proved of one level difficult by one previous developer, while another developer made it into a garbage shit design, unlike the old one. So I am going to make the process more thorough as possibly as I can. And it's going to be roughly almost an hour of a video to do this. So I have not got all the gold/platinum relics in this game yet, because Crash 2 apparently is deemed to be difficult than the first one. But I do agree, because some of the harder levels start mainly in the middle in the Koala Kong and I would say Brio section. And the most infamous one, and I'm not going to do it because since I've done Stormy Ascent Relic, is the High Road, because I have not seen anyone mention High Road as the hardest. And I am just going to mention that as the dishonorable mention in the future video that I'm going to put as my 5 hardest platinums. Or should I say, the ones to challenge and the ones that I nearly got. So, the reason why I'm not getting Relic on High Road, it's impossible for me. The jumps need to be precise. You need to do jump cheating on the ropes, and vicarious visions, or should I say virgin visions, because they don't even know how annoying they did this level in such stupid fashion, unlike Naughty Dog's, because Naughty Dog's personally does the good cakes for me, and they made it a lot more harder because of the Warthog. But the Warthog for Virgin Visions, they just swerve it into the other directions and make it way more impossible for the turtles just to make you jump in the slowest fashion possible. And it's just absolutely diabolical. And that's why I'm not doing High Road in the Relics. The one I did very lucky in Gold Relics, I would say the Power Generator and the Lab, which is people's hardest, which is I disagree, because Power Generator and the Lab are definitely not the hardest ones to do, and they're actually fun. They're actually fun to do, even though the lab is straight and it has more consistent forward-ons. And as for the generator, it's all about racing to the platforms and going into the jumps and so on. And so today I am actually going to be talking about how you get the easy platinum for Stormy Ascent, the deleted level, and in future that I'm gonna do this video for the hardest earned relics for me, and I would say it would be in general consensus of gold and platinum, because I can't do platinum in most of these situations because it's a difficult game overall. Vicarious Visions have done it very reducing difficulty, unlike Naughty Dog has, because Naughty Dog does very good difficult games, but Vicarious Visions, they pretty much dropped it into the easy stages, but sometimes it gets too far, like this one. time trials. Time trials in all Crash games, except for 3. Because time trials on 2 and 1 is pretty much... I think the first and second one didn't really have a necessary addition to have time trials. And it's absolutely, I would say, frustratingly unnecessary to add that since several years of developing this game. Unlike Toys for Bobs on Crash 4, this one had a perfect reason. And Toys for Bobs on Crash 4 have a good reason why they have the allowance to add their own relic time. And they do it way better than Vicarious Visions did. So the one I'm going to do here is the easiest one, and that's Toxic Waste. Toxic Waste is probably the trivial platinum relics here. You just go in a straight line, do jumps, and as you ascend through the stairs, you jump again, pass through barrels, jump again. But it happens to most levels, in straight levels. But it's not just these barrels that you see rolling over. Sometimes they jump over again. But there's so many other levels that are in straight lines, such as the lab, the dark levels. But this one's pretty much for the learners, for who want to do gold. But essentially, if you want to go for the platinum and you don't stop, this is mostly the easiest one. So pretty much it's easiest to do at best here. And the one I want to mention as well is from the beginning levels. The beginning levels is like Rolling Jungle. There is a couple of jumping again. And also you don't need to do the wooden jump thing. You just need to jump high as you can so you can get the time crates and spin enemies again. But if you're lucky enough to spin up to the crates, that will buy yourself some time. But I want to mention some other hard levels later on, as soon as I get all gold and platinum relics, to exclude High Road. But I don't want to do High Road because that one pretty much pisses me off, and I definitely gave up. That's the only level I do admit to give up immediately. But this one will give you a good example how you should run ahead, and you get the invisible Aku mask, and as soon as you go on ahead and you don't stop, you can either get a gold or a platinum. But I was pretty much milliseconds to complete the platinum on this one. And there is also about 2 or 1 more levels that is also like this. Another straight head level, which is the lights out, because it's like an obscure reference of the crappy consoles in the old days that had lights out game. The Lights Out, which is a good game, but the consoles like the R-Zone, the Gamecom, whatever, that one was a shitty ass console, but it had Lights Out, so which is good. And why I'm not going to include Lights Out as a hard one or an easy one, because it's trivial, and the only way you're going to have to do in the harder level, like Jaw of Darkness. Jaw of Darkness is a difficult one, and it's pretty much like a primitive example how you're going to have to guide yourself to the light, and you don't get into the dark if you don't get hit by the hazards. And if you got the yellow gem throughout the story, or you finish the game, which is from the lab, then you should be able to get a platinum relic easy or a gold relic. It depends on how you don't stop. Because if you stop in some occasion parts, then higher chances you're going to get gold than a platinum instead. So, okay, so moving on to the only level that people lose their minds, get pissed, get angry, is Stormy Ascent, the deleted level in over 20 years of this panorama. Okay, so here's what I am going to instruct on certain people who don't even know how to get the platinums on this one. There's common mistakes on, I would say, either the beginning or the platforms, but mainly in the beginning people do make mistakes on this one. And its first one is the stairs, because you gotta wait for at least 1 second or more until the stairs come back up again. And as soon as the timer starts and the stair comes up again, just keep jumping, keep roll jumping, and roll jumping. And it is actually possible to get an Aku mask. And I've seen too many YouTubers ignore it, but it's possible to get it unless you actually jump at the end of the platform and you quickly jump, get to the Aku mask, and just easily get the Aku mask before the stairs actually go down on you, and just quickly get into the platform and jump. So this level here, it can either go with you or it can go against you. So pretty much here. And also people have been mentioning the ladder system by the platform. You can jump on its head, or you just don't need to do it. But in that part, if you keep jumping, ignoring the mask, you don't really need to, because if you are going to fight against the timer, then the platform shouldn't be going up and stopping you from going into the platform. But if you're too slow, then it will, and you're going to have to jump on its head. And I think that must be why that people keep missing the platform, just to get the platinum to shave a lot more seconds. And now, going all the way to the top of the platform. The top of the platform should not be difficult to do, as the turkeys, that one of the turkeys overweight your jump, so you don't really have enough time to get into the end on the left corner, or you'll just get a steep all the way down and you can start all over again. And so you gotta quickly go on your left, but not too much on your left, but you gotta time it right on your left. But if you're doing it too long or too early, then you just go all the way down and you gotta start all over again. Excuse me. And yeah, then that's pretty much it. So in the first section on going into the ascent upward in Stormy Ascent, is you gotta quickly use the jump button as fast as you can when the stairs actually go into upward. But when it goes down for, I would say, 1.5 seconds, or I would say 1 second, and then 1 second, it will be enough to be sure that you can get into the stairs, and then just don't let the lab assistant hit you. So as you go through the platforms with 5 seconds or 4 seconds on the clock, as you go into the end of the platform, as I did here, you get the mask. But do not jump too early from that platform. If you go into its late animation, just like I made some clumsy mistakes now, then pretty much at this point, even though I got struggled in this point because I hated using the current controller I was using, because DualShock controller sucks. I used a Hori controller, and so I had to disconnect this one here. So I didn't really bother using the DualShock controller anymore, and it was absolutely atrocious and lack of response. So I had to disconnect the controller and just get enough time to get the Hori controller set up. So as long as I get the Hori controller set it up on my PS4, it would be able to respond enough, because it was all fidgety on my PS4. So I had to test the whole thing out first before I do anything. So yeah, forgive me on that one. So anything before I started this whole thing, I had to test the Hori controller, and it was actually running smoothly fine, and the D-pads are more consistently responsive. And quickly got the Echo Mask, and in the 14 or 15 second mark, you should be able to get the Echo Mask. Get on the platforms, get on the stairs, get on the second platform, and you can either jump on his head or just spin, and just do a single jump on the platform that's coming to you, and just be sure you quickly jump into the crate box, because if you are underneath it and not in the exact height of the crate box, then you'll have an opportunity to miss and you'll fall off, and you might want to restart this all over again. So my Hori controller here is doing a pretty good job, and this is what I'm doing right now. And so it's possible to get an Echo Mask. You can ignore it if you want to, but it's not going to make much of a difference. It only makes a little time difference, but not that much. So getting an Echo Mask is really worth getting if you want to cheat downward. Or you can just get, which I'm going to explain on the next half section on the end of the level, which I'm going to explain. As soon as you go fast, and this is what I want to mention one thing. If you want to go and get the Platinum Relic for this level, do not stop. Yes, do not stop at all. Because if you want to stop, then you have to do a Gold Relic for this, because the Gold Relic is the easiest one for this one. But for the Platinum, do not stop whatsoever. Because if you stop at least twice, then you will not able to get the Platinum Relic at all. Because if you stop on the stairs, I will say at least twice, or the platforms at least 3 times, then you won't able to get the Platinum Relic whatsoever. So this is one of my clumsy demonstration here. See, one platform stop here, so it's not really good. So I lost a couple of seconds here. And this is where the patience, where I saw my favorite YouTuber, Wumpa Lewis. He stopped on that platform there, but you do not have to do that. And you see this animation there? As soon as that test tube goes, that test tube that throws into that platform, you got to be quick on your reaction timing, or you're just gonna get hit. You got to quickly jump off it, or the test tube just hits you. And in this section, people normally go all the way downward and let the Echo Mask go. But I refuse to let that happen because I play it safe. So you can lose the Echo Mask at any time in this part anyway. in this one, people find this one the toughest, but I don't really think so. Because in the third bottom of the stairs, I realized when people kept moving, they kept dying. And the reason why that is because you need to do a light jump and not a roll jump just to get into the stairs. And it's easy to get into the last end of the stairs at the corner, so you can roll jump and jump down safely. And that is pretty much why people are not even doing it right. And this is one that struggles me the most. And you see this fourth stair, and it shows this little metal thing. It was pretty much the most frustrating part of the level. The fourth part of the stairs, it makes you very fidgety, like a fidget spinner. That one, if you go into upward then downward on Crash's side, then you can't do this part at all, because you'll be fidgety and you'll be slipping. And the only way you can do that is you gotta jump. You just gotta jump, or you just gotta go down and then jump. That's why I struggle about that stair with the metal thing. That Vicarious Visions make this design so awful. And compared to Naughty Dog's, they never had the stair like that before. It was not even metal, and Crash can walk through those walls and he can jump through there. But in this one, you can't. In the last second stairs, you can't even do that. That's the most frustrating part of this Stormy Ascent, because this Stormy Ascent of the remaster version is easily the stupidest design I've ever seen in this goddamn game. And not to take too much incredibility of this remastered deleted level, the DLC and the deleted level should not count in dimensions or lists whatsoever as hardest or frustrating or worst, gold, platinum, relics, whatever your opinions can be stated. Because if it's deleted for a reason, even when it's too hard, even if it's a prototype, I don't subjugate or count opinion as deleted and to make it as a DLC as opinion to count as the hardest or worst platinum / gold relics to get in the game. And that's how I finally had the relic in pure frustration and agony since several years in the making. And this is absolutely awful. And when I say awful, so as you do trial and error in this level, the only thing that also bothers me in this level is the transitions of the sections of the levels, because the transitions, like the platforms, the lab assistants, the turkeys, the stairs, the platforms, the faster you go, the different types of the sections of this level will go into a different way. Even if you stay still, it doesn't go into the same way as this level goes originally. So I got lucky on this one. So as you go faster, as I said before, go faster, then this level will go originally as it should be. But if you stay still, it doesn't really go the way it should be as you think it might be, because the transition of the level just carries on way further, and you're just not gonna able to get it whatever you want. And that's what this level is doing. But when you go into the last part of the ascent in the platforms, that will be the most frustrating part of this relic challenge, because every time you go to the platform, go whoosh, 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 whoosh. This part of the ascent of platforms will definitely get you triggered. And not to mention, I'm going to mention the last part as well, which is the turkeys. So the turkeys that go left and right, left and right, left and right. And your nerves will test a lot on this part. And I did get a little bit frustrated on this one. So before I end the commentary on this one, and as you see, I accidentally spun the turkey because that one I got a little bit nervous. And as I want to make this a little bit shorter to cut the commentary here, here is my successful attempt, so you don't actually have to see the 1 hour footage of this crap. So I'm just gonna make it suppressed of the audio of this whole thing. So like sub on my YouTube, and you know the drill. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do more mobile content on I would say possibly MTG and Mortal Kombat Mobile as well. But if I do get a chance, I'll do Destiny Iron Rising, or should I say Rising? Destiny Rising, because I want to call it Iron Rising. So yeah, you know what to do on the YouTube, sub, like, whatever, I don't care, because algorithms just mostly matters for me. Doesn't matter about the likes. And so yeah, and take care.
What have we got?